And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Drachensachen. This is from Wormgold. They have made two games. The other one is Robin of Locksley, which has gotten a lot of buzz. This one is a very different bird than that. This is a very light family game, and this is a style of game. I'm not sure what to call it. Pigpile has done this game. Richard Garfield has designed a game using these mechanisms. And this is basically where you play cards that are higher than the cards out there, and if you can't, you take them all in your hand. Play cards or wipe the cards off the table type thing. This is nothing really that new. This has some slight variances on that type of game. And you may have no idea what I'm talking about, so let's take a look at how this game plays. In this game, there's a deck of cards that has numbered 1 through 9, as well as 3 different dragons, and there are multiple copies of each of these. Players are going to draw a handful of 5 cards to start, as well as have 3 face-down cards and 3 face-up cards randomly on those. At the beginning of a round, you may switch one of the cards from your hand with one of those cards that are face-up there. Now, on a player's turn, they're going to play a card into the middle of the table. When you play a card, you can play either the same number that's there or a card that's higher, unless the card has a special ability on it, which in this case the 3 does. The 3 says you need to play a lower one. So I could play a 2 there, and then on top of the 2, I might play an 8. On top of the 8, I can always play a dragon. This one would wipe away the whole pile. A dragon can go on top of any card, with the exception of the number 6. Dragons can't be played on top of a number 6. Now, you can also play a card, like I said, that's the same number. So if there's a 2 out here, I could play a 2 on top of it. In fact, you can play, whether you're playing the same number or a higher number, you can play as many of that as you can, up to a total of 4 total. So there's 2 2s here already, so I can play up to 2 more. When I do that, the whole pile is wiped away. Some of the cards have special abilities. The 4 will make the next person draw 2 cards unless they play a 4, in which case the person after that will have to draw 4 cards from the pile. The 5 will skip the next person. I already mentioned the 6 can't have dragons placed on it. This dragon here will pass whatever's happening, like drawing a card or getting your turn skipped, to the next person. And like I said, this one here wipes out the pile. And the 3, you have to play a lower number rather than a higher number. Once you've played all the cards from your hand, at that point you can start playing cards from the top, the face-up pile here. And once those are done, then you can play a face-down card, and then you just hope it's good. In this case, it's not, so I'd have to take everything back in my hand. I get rid of all those, and I keep going. Once you get rid of all your cards, then players are going to lose points or score points. The rulebook's a little confusing on that point. It's the same thing, really. And you'll get points for cards left in your hand equal to the number of coins on those cards. And once someone has lost 21 coins, or gained 21 points, then whoever has the fewest points or lost the fewest points is the winner of the game. You can also play with some advanced rules where there is a special rule in effect each round of the game, and the person who wins the previous round who goes out has a special negative effect. Like this one, I have 2 face-down cards under each of my piles. Here I have the 3 piles and they're all face down. Here I have 4 piles and things like that. So that just happens to the person who is in the lead. And that's it. The card quality is okay, could be better. Their cards could get nicked, but they do have big white borders. The numbers are pretty clear. The symbology is not too difficult, although you're going to have to look up all these. They're written in the rules. Like I said, the rules are a little weird, like, hey, you lose coins, but since there's not actually coins included in the game, there's nothing to lose. So you're actually just gaining points. It's a little confusing, I think, that way. Other than that, though, it's pretty well laid out. Everything fits in a box with a lid where you split the deck in half. And the artwork, I do like the artwork. Well, there you go. It's a very simple game. Like I said, this is very similar to other games. In fact, Pigpile, which I believe is the second review I ever did on the Dice Tower, has these almost exact same mechanisms. There's some differences there in that one. You play cards and you get pigs as points and such. So this is nothing new. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's the same kind of style of game that's out there. The main differences in this one are it changes a few of the special things. It has those dragons, which can be played at any time except on top of the 6. It has the cards that you give the person who won the previous round and the cards that change up how a round is played. But they're nothing new. So if you already have one of these style games, you don't need this one. Now, that doesn't mean this is a bad game. Like I said, I like the art, I like it. It's very, very light though. We're talking Uno style light. My kids enjoyed it. I had a fun time playing it. But it's very forgettable. It's the kind of game that I would play and have a good time, but I don't know that I personally would buy or even recommend someone buying. However, if you had it, I wouldn't say that's an awful game. Nah, it's a fun time. It's the kind of game that I could see being sold at Walmart. It's very mass market appeal, and I'd rather play this any day than Uno. It is funny to see someone pick up a whole chunk of cards in their hand, but it's also really easy for you to play those cards back out again. Is the game strategic? Not especially. Is the game very lucky? For sure. Is it fun in those right moments? Certainly. Is it something new? Not really. So you put all that together, and this may be a game that some people enjoy, and I can see this being a nice gift for families, especially people who don't play a lot of games because there's not a lot of effort it takes to play or learn this. There are like the special abilities, you don't even have to play with those, you can leave those out and just play with the base deck of cards. And if you like the whole draw to reverse skip thing that Uno has, then you'll like this one also. So I guess that's it. If you like Uno, you'll like this one. Dice Tower Judgment, a light, easy, fun game.